Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval. Today we'll be going over the second part of USS Bogue, and today we'll be focusing on the second layout with 6 torpedo bombers and 12 dive bombers in 3 squadrons. So a fully strike loadout, no fighters at all. So let's see what we can do. Since the rest of the ship is exactly the same as before, no differences, let's see how this new strike group works for her today. Alright, and here we have ourselves the game. We have 1 carrier, 2 battleships, 3 cruisers, and 4 destroyers. So let's see what we can do against these. So Iron Duke doesn't have much AA. New York does fully built, but at the stock hull she doesn't have much. Leanders have pretty good AA. Königsberg has okay-ish AA, not really anything strong. And then the destroyers, I think Naval has the most AA, but even then it's not enough to really take anything down. So we're pretty much have free reign. The only ship we'll have problems with AA-wise is the carrier. But we shouldn't have to deal with her until the end. And even if we do, we have 4 spare torpedo bombers and 8 spare dive bombers. So still not a lot of aircraft. So still only 30 aircraft total. So you do have to make your strikes count and your aircraft count as well. Because once those are gone, you don't have much to back up on. So for example, if you lose your entire torpedo squadron, you only have 4 out of 6 aircraft left. So I think your main damage dealer is actually going to be your dive bombers. These seem pretty fast. So we're going to try and dive bomb the New York here after we try and torpedo this Königsberg. So we have Königsberg there, Leander, the Gnevny, New York, Iron Duke, Leander, Mutsky, and probably another Mutsky is down here. But if we can get this Königsberg out, there's the Farragut, she's all the way aground. We'll deal with her when we deal with her. Right now, we're going to go and see if we can finish off this Königsberg here. Widespread, not quite sure why, but she's moving. Let's see if that works for us. So we might get 1 or 2, or she'll just dodge completely. But if she dodges, she'll run aground. Alright, so that didn't work out. But we can still try and dive bomb this New York, because it looks like the Königsberg is still actually gonna go down. Very fast dive bombers, it feels. Yeah, so 2 fires, 3 fires, and a bunch of damage. So yeah, your dive bombers are definitely gonna do a lot of damage at this tier. And so my torpedo bombers are reloading. I don't know if I lost any. I know I lost some dive bombers, but we still have a few spares. Alright, so let's bring our torpedo bombers back out. Maybe we can find something we can torpedo. So there goes the New York. And they already lost a Leander and a Königsberg. We lost both of our Mutskys. Maybe we can go torpedo this Mutsky, since she seems to be pretty much stuck where she is. And that would help us by getting rid of a destroyer. Not quite sure what the best angle to shoot her would be from. I think it's going to be from over here. Still widespread. Interesting. And she managed to dodge still. Really. Alright, so I'm having no luck with the torpedo bombers this game. But we're doing pretty decent with our dive bombers, so let's bring those back out. Again, emphasis on your slow speed. You need to keep track of where your carrier is and where all the other ships are. So as of right now, the closest ship to me is over almost 13 kilometers away. That's completely fine because you don't need them any closer than that. So it looks like this Iron Duke may run aground. And if she does, that would be a perfect target for my dive bombers. Nope, she managed to get away. Alright, that Leander's aground, but I should expect her to go down pretty soon. A lot of destroyers on this side. That New York's not going to have a very fun day as she keeps heading that way. Alright, let's get our torpedo bombers out to strike the carrier. And let's see what we can do to this Iron Duke. Ooh, 3 fires, 14,000 damage. And then another 2,000 damage. That was a ton of damage. Not quite sure why that was strong. I wonder if these are armor-piercing bombs. I know Ranger gets them. I don't know about Independence or Bogue, but I don't think High Explosive could do that much damage. Who knows? It doesn't say in the stats whether or not they carry armor-piercing or high explosive bombs, but you can tell by the amount of damages you get. So where's this carrier? There she is. So she may be small and slow, but she is still very nimble. And if we take the carrier out right now, that'll help us because there's only a few ships left. Though it looks like we're still widespread. We can at least get a couple hits though. 1, 2, 3. Yes, 3. Awesome. So that's like what, 2/3 of the ship sunk? And then we still have the Iron Duke, who is burning over there. Leander's almost down. We're not detected. We kept our base. We're doing pretty good. This is actually a pretty decent layout. If you're not going up against anything that has strong A, and if you play smartly. So if you stay away from the carriers, fighters, and ships that have strong AA, then you can definitely make this layout work. However, you also have to understand that you have no defense against the enemy carrier and no support for your team. So whatever you have, you have. Alright, let's get our bombs out on target. Yeah, 13,000 damage with just, what was that, 7 bombs? That was a lot of damage for bombs. These dive bombers are really, really good. What even dive bombers are they? Well, it looks like Dauntlesses. So yeah, really good dive bombers. So the first setup, you only get torpedo bombers and fighters. This one you get torpedo bombers and dive bombers. And I think the last one you get one of each. But honestly, this might be the way to go. Alright, so maybe we can hit something with our torpedoes now that there's only 2 ships left and both of them are not moving. But I said the same thing about the Mutski earlier and we still managed to not hit her. So we'll see what happens. We did end up losing a torpedo bomber finally, and we've lost 3 dive bombers so far. But for the amount of damages and the strikes that we've pulled off, boy, that's actually not bad. Alright, so the Leander went down. That just leaves us with half an Iron Duke. So maybe we can get some torpedo hits now? Though it looks like we actually already... Yep. Well, we did get some strikes on the carrier. Alright, so here we go. No longer widespread. Actually, let's go over here and do it. A couple were too close to arm. And... oh, we got 2 bomb hits there. Oh. And the New York finishes her off. But I'd say that was a pretty decent game, especially with those bombers. Jeez. We'll have to take a look at those dive bomb stats again. 120,000 damage, 1 ship sunk, 6 torpedo hits, 27 bomb hits, 4 aircraft shot down, 8 fires, 2 floodings, 1 capped base for 3,800 base XP. The amount of fires that we were getting from those bombs makes me think that they were still high explosive, but that was still a ton of damage. 37,000 damage in fires and floodings, 38,000 damage in torpedo, so about the same, and then 43,000 damage in bombs itself. We only attacked, well, did damage on 3 targets. We attacked more than that. But yeah, those damages. Let me check these dive bomb stats. Yep, they are SPD Dauntlesses. Bomb damage, 8,800 damage with 129% fire chance. So it looks like they're still high explosive bombs, but that's a ton of damage for them. What was the stats for Langley? Yeah, look at the difference in bomb damage. 5,400 versus, what was that, 8,800? And then for Independence, I think it goes even up even more. Nope, they're the same things. So these, like I said, Bogue is a very good middle ship between Langley and Independence. You start getting some of the newer, more modern aircraft, but not in such a big quantity that it's hard to handle. So, like I said yesterday, I would definitely practice with Bogue a couple times. You may not like her. She's not the best by any means, but it does give you a good introduction of what to expect for the next carrier in line. But we still have one more layout to try. That will be tomorrow's video. And that is a balanced layout of 1 fighter squadron, 1 torpedo squadron, and 1 dive bomber squadron. So thank you for watching, and tomorrow we will go over the final video and layout for Bogue. So thank you and take care.